Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. Thanks for tuning in. Ham Talk Live will be on the air shortly. Please stand by. This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by RadioWavz. Listen for your chance to win a DX80 dipole later in the show, and check out their antenna products at RadioWavz, that's WAVZ.com.
It's Ham Radio.
Hey, good evening, everybody. It's time for Ham Talk Live. It's episode number 65. It's Road Trip Live from Dayton 2017, recorded before a studio audience on Thursday, May 18th, 2017. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight, we continue our Dayton Hamvention preview. It's our final chapter as we celebrate the event that is the Dayton Hamvention. We're taking your calls and your stories live here at SpringHill Suites Miamisburg on the south side of Dayton. And last week we featured all the Dayton Hamvention award winners. So if you missed the show, you can listen anytime. Just go to hamtalklive.com, or you can listen on one of those podcast thingies, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, SoundCloud, or we're also on YouTube. And tonight's the last installment of our official countdown to the Dayton Hamvention, and RadioWavz has graciously allowed us to give away one last DX80 off-center fed dipole to one lucky winner. So later in the show, I'll tell you how you can win this week, and congratulations to last week's winner. It was Eric in 9KDB, and he'll be receiving his DX80 from RadioWavz. So tonight we're coming to you from the Meeting Room A of SpringHill Suites in Miamisburg, near the Dayton Mall at 417 North Springboro Pike. So if you're in the area, stop by, and if not, give us a call. We'll be interviewing some of the audience members who are here, and we're giving a few things away, and we have some surprise appearances hopefully coming up. And we'll be taking calls from listeners and interviewing people here about your favorite part of Hamvention. And if you're on the road, we'd love for you to call in with your hands-free device, or exit and talk to us for a minute or two. If you can't make it to Dayton this year, give us a call anyway and tell us your favorite Hamvention story. You can also tweet us at HamTalkLive, and the next couple of days, look for our mascot. Our mascot is going to be wandering the grounds of Hamvention. It's Hammy the Pig, VE1BCN. There's an inside joke there, by the way. VE1 Bacon, if you get it. Well, anyway, he'll be roaming the grounds. So say hi to Hammy, get your picture taken with him, and tweet that picture to us at Ham Talk Live, and include your call sign and the hashtag Ham Talk Live, or put it on our Facebook page or our Instagram account, and we'll tell you what you might win here in just a little bit. And again, we want to mention the open house at the Voice of America Museum of Broadcasting. That's going on tomorrow and Saturday. Check that out at voamuseum.org. We've got that on our social media sites as well. And the contest super sweet. It's got all kinds of stuff going on. Check those out at contestsupersuite.com. So we're sharing our Hamvention stories, and last year I shared one of my favorite Hamvention stories. We talked about the rhythm of the code song, and we played the rhythm of the code song. And I remember back, Phil Kawa, who wrote the song, was playing that over and over and over and over again, and it was kind of driving everybody crazy, but we had to get one just for the sheer novelty of it. And so we talked about that. So this year I was thinking, okay, we got to come up with another favorite Hamvention story. So I went through a couple, but the one that kind of stuck out in my mind to tell was one time I took a friend of mine, Tom, KE9ZV, from Evansville over here to Dayton Hamvention. Now Tom was blind, and so Tom couldn't see, and so we decided to get on the local repeater, as we were leaving town. And so he had his handheld and I had my mobile rig, and so we started talking to each other through the repeater. And of course, I'm driving because he obviously can't. But so he calls me on the repeater, and so I start talking to him back and forth on the repeater. Oh, hey, Neil, where are you? I'm here on the highway. Where are you? I'm just going down the highway. And so everybody, so everybody could hear. What? Wait a minute, what's going on here? Tom can't drive, and so we were actually in the same car, just on the way to Dayton. So that was a good Hamvention story. So anyway, Tom, if you're listening, hope you're doing well and can get back to Hamvention at some point. So that was KE9ZV. Well, I hope you'll call and share your Hamvention stories, and we have some people lined up here in the interview chair, and we'll take your calls also. And that number to call is 812-NET-HAM1, 812-638-4261. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with your Hamvention stories right here on Ham Talk Live.
This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you in part by Tower Electronics. Tower Electronics has been the Ham's dime store since 1978. When you need connectors, mobile and handheld antennas, cables, or adapters, visit Scott or Jill at a Hamfest near you. Or you can order online at pl-259.com or call 920-435-2973. Stock up on those supplies like PL259 and N connectors, SMA adapters, audio cables, soldering supplies, mobile antennas, and ham sticks. Their silver-plated N connectors are even used on the International Space Station. Tower Electronics carries MFJ, Comet, Daiwa, OPEC, Workman, and Ham Pro products. And don't miss their 0% off sale going on now. Tower Electronics, online at pl-259.com, proud to sponsor this episode of Ham Talk Live.
Look for me at Dayton. I'll be the one wearing the Yesu hat. You're listening to Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp.
Thanks to Scott and Jill at Tower Electronics for sponsoring the show tonight to help bring you Ham Talk Live. They've been here all week. They're setting up in Building 3. They'll be around 3501 in Building 3 at Hamvention this weekend. Look for those rotating lights inside. Also outside in the flea market, they're at 9113. They're in a tent there. So look for 9113 on the curve just east of Building 3. And look for the big yellow blimp up in the sky with the red fins. There's even a map on our social media sites. You can see exactly where they're located, or you can call them at 920-435-2973, or visit their website at pl-259.com. Tell them you heard it right here on Ham Talk Live, and you'll get the same price as everybody else. Everybody here was talking about the 0% off sale. They were excited about the 0% off sale, and they said they saw Scott. Hi, Scott. by the way. I know you're listening. And they saw you out there setting up, and they were going to ask you about the 0% off sale. So you're gonna have to up that a little bit, maybe. Well, anyway, we're on the air every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time at hamtalklive.com. And you can listen to the archive if you miss an episode, or the popular podcasting websites have us. But tonight's show is all about celebrating the event that is the Dayton Hamvention. We'd like to get as many of you on the air as possible. And we've got folks on the way to Dayton and some folks that can't make it. So regardless, we want to hear from you. So tell us what your favorite thing is during Hamvention, what you absolutely positively can't leave without buying, or your favorite story from past Hamventions. So we don't have a scheduled guest this evening. You are the guest, so we've got plenty of time to take your calls. Doesn't have to be long, but give us a call. Join in the fun. It's 812-NET-HAM1, 812-638-4261, or Skype us at HamTalkLive. And each night of our Hamvention previews, we've been giving away a RadioWavz DX80, and that's compliments of RadioWavz. And so this week, what we're going to do is we're going to give everybody a chance that on Twitter to get a DX80. And so instead of calling in to win tonight, what you do is you get your picture taken with Hammy the Pig, our new mascot. He'll be roaming around at Hamvention this weekend. Get your picture with Hammy and tweet it to us at HamTalkLive with your call sign and the hashtag HamTalkLive, or our Facebook page or Instagram, and we're going to pick a winner out of those pictures. So get those pictures. He'll be roaming around there. So hope you can do that. And that's the last of the DX80s for a while. So thanks again to Emmett over at RadioWavz for doing that. So yesterday on the way in, I did a little bit of Facebook Live, so you can check that out on Facebook if you want to. And I took a little shortcut through and went out by Hara Arena. And I thought, surely somebody is going to show up at Hara Arena thinking it's Hamvention weekend. It's always at Hara Arena. Somebody's going to show up. So I thought, well, we'll go by there and see. And there wasn't anybody there. But I did get a little video of everything outside, and it was kind of fun to be able to drive through the flea market, because normally you can't drive through there. It was kind of fun. It was kind of fulfilling in a way. But I did open up the window and yelled, hey, it's in Xenia this year. It's not here. So maybe that worked. But it sounds like something that Don Wilbanks would do. And as it would have it, Don Wilbanks, the person who's been on Ham Talk Live more than any other person on the planet, AE5DW, is sitting right here laughing at me. So, Don, how was the trip, and why are you laughing?
Well, as far as the trip, the best thing you can say about a 14-hour drive that begins at 2 o'clock in the morning after 3 hours of sleep is that it was uneventful. So, and we're all laughing at you, Neil. We always all laugh at you. As I'm sitting here listening to your preamble about Hamvention stories, it's not a story that happened to me, but it happened to a friend of mine who is a broadcast engineer at iHeartMedia New Orleans, where I work, and he's a ham. I can never remember for the life of me his call, because he's really not active in ham radio. He's too busy working on broadcast transmitters. But several years when they would make regular trips to Dayton, they would set up a 2-meter repeater in the trunk of the car, an operating 2-meter repeater in the trunk of the car. And invariably, somebody would find it. And they would be talking on it. So they're driving along listening to other people talk on their repeater. And so people are just marveling about, my God, we've been talking on this thing for 2 hours. I wonder where this repeater is. Can you imagine the pattern? I mean, the footprint this repeater must have? So Tom would, pull over for an hour and eat and not think anything of it and get back in the car. And, of course, the repeater's dead. They'd be driving down the road. Those two guys would pop back up. Son of a gun! This thing's back. This must be like the world's biggest mega repeater or something. It's just laughing about that. So funny stuff. The fun you can have up here with things in and around Hamvention. Just the thing I always look forward to is the camaraderie and people that you get to meet up here. This may be the only time you'll ever get to see them. Ever, especially if it's someone who lives on the other side of the planet, like my friend Simon from New Zealand, who is over here. The only time I get to see him, unless he comes to New Orleans like he did, and we had lunch last week, which was a heck of a time, is at Hamvention, and that's the beauty of this place, in that it is the biggest gathering of amateur radio operators on the planet, and therefore we all get to see people that we may have only talked to or only hope to talk to. So that's the beauty of Hamvention. I'm looking forward to the first year in Xenia. I think it's going to be great, Neil. I really do.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun because a bunch of us Newsline people decided to show up. In fact, we've got quite a few of us here in the room right now. And Karen was just texting. She's still on the way, and so she's saying, "Oh, I wish I could be there right now," but she's going to try to stream it in the car and call in. But we've got a bunch of us, and while you and I have met and seen each other a few times here and there, but a lot of us have been working on Newsline and haven't really met each other in person before. So. It's going to be an interesting time, and going to have a booth again out at Hamvention. So tell us about the Newsline booth that's going to be out there.
The beauty of this is, we've always had a nice relationship with the Rain Report, and so anytime that Bill Pasternak or any of us wanted to go and have a little booth space, we could always go hang out with Hap Hawley in the Rain Report. Well, this year. We're going to be, through the generosity of a certain microphone manufacturer, Mr. Bob Heil, K9EID, and through our association with Ham Nation, we are part of the Ham Nation booth right there in, I suppose, what will be the new audio alley. They're in Building 5. What's the booth? 5305. 5305. Paul Brown, WD9 GCO from Newsline tells us that. So. And it's a little bit smaller area that Bob has this year, but there's a great big open double door, like a big, huge garage door, load-in door that's right there. So there's plenty of room for people to come up and hang out and meet the Ham Nation crew and the Newsline crew. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And thanks to Bob and Sarah Heil and Heil Sound for that great opportunity. We've got a banner that Bob made for us, and so it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a new beginning.
Yeah, it should be good, and we'll get a chance to spread the word a little bit about Newsline, and should be good. So Don mentioned Paul Brown, WD9 GCO. He's also here this evening, and we've been making some plans for the Newsline booth. So speak up here, Paul. Play musical chairs.
Hey, Neil. Nice to be here. It's I've been to Dayton several times in the past, but this is going to be the first time because I've been with Newsline just a little over a year now. So this will be the first time officially as somebody other than just wandering around. And Kevin and I were just over there checking it out a little while ago. So yeah, there's space to mingle, and we'd love to meet the listeners because you and I. And that, those of us that produce the on-air stuff, we sit in our basements and we record this stuff, and you never actually see who's listening to it. So this is a good opportunity for us to actually realize that people actually listen, and it's been fun to meet them and listen to them tell how long they've been listening to Newsline and what they like about it, and it's really it brings faces to it. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Other than just sitting in front of a microphone and my computer recording stuff or talking to somebody on the phone, actually meeting people in person is what I'm looking forward to.
Now, you've got some flyers to give out, some little information on Newsline to do that, and a few other things that we'll let people find out about when they get there.
Yeah, at least until they last. I didn't have time to make enough. It's going to be 30,000 people here this weekend. So, but if you get there while we still have some, we have little flyers that list all of our website and the Facebook page and some information about us, and we'd love to have you share that with your friends. If you have a local repeater that doesn't carry Newsline, talk to the repeater owners and talk to them about carrying it once a week. I did that with a friend of mine that owns a repeater in our area, and we started a Thursday evening information net where we start out by playing Newsline, and then we just take random, casual check-ins to just talk about whatever. So, it's already on a lot of repeaters, but if it's not on your repeater, talk to the club or the repeater owners and see about getting it. It doesn't cost them anything, and it's a good service for the listeners, and it gives them a nice source for news stories that they may not have heard about our hobby. So,
very good. Well, before we go to break here, any favorite Hamvention stories from the past, and or what are you looking for this weekend to buy?
No particularly crazy stories from the past. It's always just been fun, and it's always a good time to get to see and drool over the equipment that costs about the same as my car. I've kind of already picked out what I'm getting. I've made arrangements ahead of time. I'm getting because you and I are Kenwood guys, and I've made contact with somebody. I'm getting a piece of equipment that I've always wanted, and that's the SM220 station monitor, which will look really nice between my 520 and my 820. So, and I need a dual band antenna, so that's what I'm going to be picking up. But mostly it's all about meeting the Newsline listeners. So I'm going to be spending most of my time, I think, around the booth. So.
All right, very good. Well, if you get out there, make sure you check out the booth. Again, it's 5305. Yeah, 5305. So stop by there and visit us, and we've got some more of us. We've got Jim Dameron here. We've got Kevin Trotman here from Newsline. So they're all here with us tonight. So we may hear more from them, but we'd like to hear from you. So give us a call. 812-NET-HAM1 is the phone number, 812-638-4261, or you can Skype us. Or you can tweet us. Tell us what your favorite Hamvention story is, what you're looking for at Hamvention, or what you wish you could be looking for at Hamvention. Give us a call and chime in here. The more the merrier here. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with more of your calls after this. All right, here on Ham Talk Live. You're listening to our Dayton Hamvention preview shows here on Ham Talk Live. Every show from now until our live audience show on Hamvention Eve, we're giving away a DX80 off-center fed dipole courtesy of RadioWavz. So be sure to listen to the show live each week and listen for instructions on how you can call in and win from RadioWavz and Ham Talk Live. Check out the custom-built antennas and pre-made antennas at RadioWavz.com. That's RadioWavz, WAVZ.com. And thanks to RadioWavz for their gracious donation of prizes to the show.
Let's have an eyeball QSO in Dayton. You're listening to Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp.
Join the conversation. Call us on voice with Skype at Ham Talk Live, or give us a call at 812-NET-HAM1. That's 812-638-4261. Now, here's more Ham Talk Live.
At Ham Talk Live. Oh, we got some background noise here.
We got somebody.
Oh. Karen? is on the line, but let's see here. We got something going on here. All right. Where are we here? Nothing like impromptu live broadcasting, right? Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. That's what I'm supposed to say. And check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And joining us live via telephone, it's the news squirrel herself, Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT. Hi, Karen.
Hello, Neil. Hello from westbound Route 70. I am en route to Hamvention and wanted to check in with you guys.
All right. Well, have you been able to listen here? I know you said you were going to try to.
Yep, the connections are a little sporadic, but I've been able to listen, and I will be listening till the end of the broadcast.
All right, very good. Well, what are you looking for at Dayton this year?
I am looking for eyeball QSOs. I'm looking to connect with as many of our friends and listeners as possible during the 2 days at the fairgrounds, getting to meet as many folks as I can, getting a sneak peek at some of the new technology, some of the new radios, and exercising extreme restraint in going home as empty.
Yes, that's going to be hard to do. So, yeah, good luck with that one. So, all right. Well, be careful on the road, and we're looking forward to seeing you.
Yes, absolutely. Great show, Neil. Take care. See you soon.
All right, Karen. Thanks for calling. That's Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT, on the road. And you can give us a call, too, at 812-638-4261 or Skype us at Ham Talk Live. And we'd love to hear from you and see what your plans are for Hamvention. We had a couple of calls lined up. We haven't heard from them yet, but we had our man on the street reporter we were going to check in with out there, and a couple of celebrities, but we haven't heard from them yet. So hopefully they'll give us a call here. It's 812-638-4261, and everybody seems to have mic fright here in the room, but we're gonna convince Kevin here, N5PRE, to say a little something. He drove up from South Carolina today, and he's our Newsline website administrator. So, Kevin, what do you think? How was the drive, and what are you looking forward to this weekend?
Hey, Neil. Thanks for asking me to be on. It was a longer drive than I expected. According to Waze, it was supposed to be 9 hours, but talking with Don, he always adds a couple of hours every time he goes on a long journey like this, and that's pretty wise because you got to make stops every now and then because it's so long. You have to get something to eat, and then of course, if you drink too much water, then you have to take care of that as well. But the thing that got me the most was how much construction there was between where I live and here, and that's what caused most of the delay. But talk about beautiful scenery. I just had a wonderful time looking at all the countryside, seeing the mountains, the Smoky Mountains, everything. It was just great. So I enjoyed that part. But I'm a little tired now, But I'm so excited about being here. This is my first time at Hamvention, and I'm looking forward to, like Karen, doing a lot of eyeball QSOs. There's a lot of people I've talked to and a lot of people I know. I've been doing the podcast for Amateur Radio Newsline for about 11 years now. I recently dug up the email that I sent to Bill Pasternak and asked him after the fact if it was okay for me to do the podcast, because I noticed that it stopped. They had one at one time, and it stopped, and then I took it upon myself just so I could listen to it on my iPhone. I took it upon myself to go ahead and do it, and he says, "I'm glad you did." So he was really happy. So that's how I got to be part of that family, and
I just realized it was 11 years the other day that I've been doing it. So he also invited me to help with the website. So that's what I'm also doing, and that's how I can contribute to the amateur radio newsline community. But I am so looking forward to taking a lot of pictures and seeing as much as I can the next few days. But thank you.
Very good, Kevin. Yeah, thanks for coming up and chiming in here on this, and thanks for all you do to make Newsline out there on the internet in podcast form and online as well for downloading and all that with the Echo Link and everything. And we just want to remind everybody arnewsline.org is the place to get all of that, and we've got a new look thanks to Kevin and moved some things around there, so make sure you check that out. Well, 812-638-4261 is the phone number if you'd like to call in. We've got a few more minutes that we're going to hang out here and talk about Hamvention. We've been listening to the talk-in a little bit, and heard them say that the parking lots are opening up at 7 a.m. in the morning. And if you haven't heard, in the last week or two, they've got some remote parking facilities and some shuttle bus service from those. And they're really encouraging carpooling and that kind of thing. But you really need to go to the official website, hamvention.org, and check out the maps and check out the parking situation and some of the traffic information beforehand if you possibly can. They've got some maps up there now. They also have the forums that will be streamed, so if you're not able to make it to Hamvention, you want to see some of those forums, those will be streamed on Ustream on Dara Live is the username on there, and you'll be able to catch several of those forums, and both the ones that I'm going to be with tomorrow, the instructors forum, and then the youth forum on Saturday. Both of those are on the list there, so make sure you check that out over at hamvention.org. I got to talk to Michael Coulter just briefly today, and was able to do some streaming over at Contest University. So kind of been going at it since early this morning with all the broadcast stuff today. So I'm getting worn out, and we haven't even started yet. So it's traffic was a little ugly coming back from Contest University today too. So I guess there was a wreck on 75 and kind of messed things up. So make sure you check out those plans ahead of time so that you know and where you're going, and especially if you're going to forums and meetings and things, give yourself a little extra time, because everybody's going to have to learn where everything is and how to get there and what's going on, and the talk-in frequency has already been busy. So make sure you check that out and get on the air. And if you get on a repeater, there is this thing called an offset. That was one of the things I heard on the way back, was somebody was calling on 14694 simplex and didn't understand why the talk-in guy wasn't coming back to them, because he was on simplex. But I happened to be where I could hear the guy, apparently. So anyway, make sure you get the PL tone in there and the negative offset and get that going, and you can get some talk-in assistance. There are some alternate talk-ins as well as the bulletin that's going to be sent out repeatedly. So make sure you check out hamvention.org for all the official information. So check that out. Again, the phone number is 812-638-4261. We have just a few minutes remaining, so we'd love for you to call in and tell us one of your Hamvention stories or something about Hamvention, or if you have something you want to ask about, we'll do our best to help you out with that. But we'd love to hear from you. We had hoped to have our man on the street report to start going through some of the parking lots and figuring out how many ham call signs there were. So I don't know where they're at. They must have got sidetracked, and our associate producer had to go on a canine search and rescue right before we went to air. So Nick, hope you're doing well with that, and we miss having you here. So Don, you had that big long drive. How many ham radio license plates did you see on the drive?
I didn't see all that many. I wasn't really paying close attention to the license plates. I was paying more attention to what the drivers were doing with the cars that the license plates were mounted on, and nursing a 17-year-old car with 191,000 miles on it on a 1,600-mile road trip. So I wasn't really doing much sightseeing outside of the car. I did see a few. I suspect we'll see a whole lot in the parking lot tomorrow, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Invariably, I'll drive my car around and someone will see mine and they'll honk at me or wave or something if they recognize it. Oh, it's the way I drive? Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, another country heard from. Trotman chimes in. So that's, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing just, you could probably work all states just visually with the license plates that are going to be here, and probably get your DXCC as well. Getting back to Newsline, don't forget, if you're going to go on arnewsline.org, check out the Young Ham of the Year section, YHOTY tab at the top. You have until the end of this month, end of May 31st, to get your nominations in for Young Ham of the Year, which we will present 3 months from this weekend at the Huntsville, Alabama Ham Fest. Neil?
Very good. Now I should say a couple of things. One is that the worked all states thing. That's one of the things Julie did last year. Was she had to get her steps in. She's got the Fitbit thing going, and so she had to try to get all 50 states in the parking lot at Hara Arena. And so she got pretty close. She got quite a few of those. The other thing that brought to mind is Jim Dameron in ATMW's coming up to the chair here. Was now that we're moved to Xenia, we're not going to have the issue going down Main Street of Dayton with those electric trolley lines, because invariably somebody would have one of those Texas bug catcher antennas. And they'd be driving down Main Street of Dayton, and here come these electric trolley lines overhead, and they're driving down Main Street with this great big antenna on the back. Just like a trolley pole. And yeah, it acts just like a trolley pole. It does. And so that we're not going to have to worry about that in Xenia. So I guess that's another good thing about the move. Well, Jim Dameron's going to get the last word in tonight. He drove in and is staying here as well, hanging out with this rowdy Newsline crew. By the way, I want it to be noted that it is 9:38 p.m. and the Newsline crew is still awake. We were accused of being a rowdy bunch that would be asleep by 8 o'clock. So just want to note that it's 9:40 and we're still awake. So we're sort of, some of us anyway. So Jim, how are you? And tell us about the trip and what you're looking forward to this weekend.
And who says we didn't get a nap before the show started? Well, I tell you what, I'm just so excited to be here. When Karen told me that, hey, we wanted to get together in Dayton and meet all the crew, boy, I thought, well, this is great because, like, as you said earlier, most of us have never met, and it's just an honor for me to be here with all of you folks, and looking forward to the next couple of days. And I enjoy doing Newsline. And just, it's amazing how the program is listened to and the people who hear it, and I hear them talking about it on our West Virginia phone net from time to time. our local, I'm a member of the Kanawha Amateur Radio Club in Charleston, West Virginia, and Bill Hunter, K8BS, for I don't know how many years, decades, as long as Newsline has been on, has been providing that program on the net. In the early days, he recorded it from the phone. Now, of course, downloads it, and we appreciate Bill doing that. It used to be carried on another repeater in the area. It's not now, but hopefully they'll get back to that. But I was eating tonight when I got in about 5:30, and some folks across the table from me, across the hall room from me, came over, and the gentleman said, "You're Dameron, aren't you, Jim Dameron?" And he said K8NW. I said N8TMW. He said, "Yeah." He said, "I used to be in Charleston, but I used to listen to Newsline." And he lives in Columbus now. So, and I was honored that he even knew who I was. I was like, here I am in Dayton, thought I was hiding. He said, "What are you doing here in Dayton?" I said, "Well, I heard that actually this area was a great vacation spot, so I thought I'd come over for the weekend." But anyway, I have no particular plans of things I want to buy tomorrow, but mainly I just want to meet listeners and of course, meet all of you folks. And this is sad, I know. I'm only like 3.5, 4 hours away. I live in Charleston. But this is the first time I've been to Dayton since 2000. So it's been quite a while. So it's great to be back. And, of course, I met Bill Pasternak here, and it was an honor to meet him and to have worked with him over the years. But it's a joy for me to be a part of this esteemed group. This steamy group. And by the way, I like that steamy voice you did earlier. Was that you, or was that? Thank you very much.
Yeah, no, that was not me. That was Lee Morgan. But yeah, that was not me. But well, Jim, thanks for coming, and thanks for being on the show. And again, just want to remind everybody to check out those frequencies and directions and everything tomorrow, and we'll see how this all goes, and hopefully the weather will cooperate with us, and we'll just have a great time out at Hamvention. So hope you can enjoy it, whether you're here in person or if you watch some of the streaming video from several different places that will be on. We hope you can join in and enjoy the event that is the Dayton Hamvention. So we're going to wrap things up for tonight. I got that in. Yep. Paul says he sees what he is there. Yeah, and Hammy's in the house. So Hammy's here. So we got to get Hammy ready to go. So we'll look for those pictures online. Don't forget about that. Tweet your picture with Hammy to Ham Talk Live, and we're going to pick a winner for that DX80 dipole from RadioWavz. So thanks to everybody for coming and participating in the show tonight and listening and just hanging out in here. We've got several people in here tonight, so thank you all for making the trip over here and coming and showing up. And we invite you back next Thursday night at 9 p.m. Tom Vinson, NY0V, is going to be back on the show. But this time he's talking about something that I never thought I'd be doing a show about. He did a search for Amelia Earhart, and it has a ham radio connection. So next week, tune in for that, and we'll get the connection between ham radio and his search for Amelia Earhart. And for a list of all of our upcoming guests, visit hamtalklive.com. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7375 from Dayton, and may the good DX be yours.